There we go. That should help make a proper crank handle for this diesel engine, especially since the last one, well, it didn't last more than one attempt to start this engine. I mean, as soon as I hit compression, that just bent and buckled and died. So I'm going to cut the handle off it and throw it in the bin. I'll try something a bit more substantial this time. Bore this out to 20.5mm and mill a slot across it. So I've got all that wall thickness, and this is also made out of tool steel, so I can harden it. I'll heat it up red hot, quench it, then heat it up straw hot, and then let it cool down naturally. And yeah, it should never ever buckle or wear out or break, ever. If anything, it'll just be the welded joint between it and the handle. Well, although the first crank handle attachment was a failure, I'm expecting this will not. This was a solid block of tool steel yesterday afternoon, and now it is a nice little drive adapter. I just hardened it. It's got that nice ping to it. I can't remember what this is. I think it's 710 or 718 or something like that. Grade tool steel, chrome moly steel, something like that. Whatever they make injection moulding dies and things out of, that's the same stuff. So is that. There's tons of it. I had several 20-litre buckets full of these block offcuts. That's the same stuff. That'd make a nice granulator blade or a wood chipper blade. You mill it and get everything into profile, then you fully heat treat it, harden it, and then surface grind it. And before you know it, you've got something resembling a wood chipper or a granulator blade. So go glass hard with it. And yeah, I haven't gone glass hard on this. I still have to weld the handle to it, which is a piece of 20mm stainless steel. This bit here. Just a bit of scrap that I got from work. Bent it 90 degrees on the press, and it's going to weld it across like that. You shouldn't really weld onto tool steel. It's not the strongest of bond, but for what this is, it ain't going to break off. And away we go. Oh, just getting ready for a little test run. I finished my crank handle over there, and even the old chain hoist is performing well today. Let's hope this engine does too. And yeah, I don't know how old that chain hoist is. Somebody said it might be 100 years old. Either way, it works like the day it left the factory. That's going up. That's going down. There we go, on the ground. And that engine's a lot heavier than it looks. That Yanmar drive there is very, very, very heavy. I wouldn't be able to pick the engine up alone without the drive on it, let alone with it. So I'd say complete, this engine probably weighs about 200 kilos. It's pretty heavy. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how the governing on this engine's supposed to be set up. I do recall I had a spring coming off here back to the back of the fuel tank for some reason. So, yeah, I don't know whether that's right or not, but I just got to make sure I got fuel coming through before it will fire. If it does go run away, I can shut it off with the decomp. But yeah, I'm going to have to work out how these governing systems are set up. I definitely need a throttle cable and a slightly more precise method of controlling it than that. But I might get a bit of a pop and a fart out of it, don't know. If not, I'll just jam the throttle wide open and pour as much fuel in as possible. I'm getting vapour out the exhaust, but I think it smells like diesel. wonder if the compression's just too low. Oh, I know what this thing's doing. Yeah, I think I've definitely got an injection problem here. I can only hear the injector breaking out and spraying when the governor is wide open. So I'm going to have to work on this, but once I get my breath back, we'll try again, because I got a nice big puff of black smoke before. So yeah, this is going to fire up. I just got to manually control it. Whew, it's a hell of a workout turning this thing over. Trying. Probably too much fuel. Alright, try again. It's about half. Nah. So now the injector isn't breaking out. I think we need an injection pump reco. It's just not making enough pressure. Well, apparently these engines need a lift pump to help the injector pump. That might be why it's not performing very well. I have had the pump apart, but I figured I'd get an SU fuel pump from the old Jag and see if that works. I'm just running it through its sort of a test cycle at the moment, clean any crap out of it. I'll get rid of this diesel because there was crap in the pump, and my diesel fuel filters haven't come in yet, so not much I can do about that. But either way, yeah, seems to work alright. I'll just resolve the fueling issue. So I had the pump out and all apart, and everything seems alright, but it doesn't take much wear and tear to fuck one of these things up big time. So yeah, don't know, might get it started tonight. If not, I'll have to talk to some Yanmar specialists and find out. This is just a little solenoid piston pump, very straightforward. All the Jags have two of them in the back, the series 1, 2 and 3. Well, after a lot of mucking around, I've determined that the injection gear just isn't up to it at the moment. The injector breaks out fine when the governor's at maximum, but if I were to throttle it back a bit, just nothing. So I'm thinking it's probably more of a pump problem than an injector problem. Pump seems to be working. I mean, it works really well once the governor's at maximum. The little spring-loaded needle is... Sorry, the spring-loaded needle is pushed hard down on the seat. That's the fuel bypass thing. It just returns back to low pressure side if minimal fuel is required, say halfway. But it takes having to push it down with the centre of that spindle rather than the spring. So maybe the spring is just a little bit weak. It would make sense though. But I'll have a play with it later. I'm going to have a big clean up. I'm going to get that dishwasher out of here. It's taking up way too much room. I'll get the dishwasher out and just run it, see what leaks and what doesn't, if it's worth fixing or not, because right now it's just doing nothing sitting here, it's just hogging space, and I want to get that Morris 1100 out. I still haven't looked up a filter for it, so I apologise about the delay on that one. And I'll get back onto my mate about the installation for the Westinghouse generator. I think he's forgotten again, but he's got a massive roll of the stuff, so he said he'd cut a bit off for me, a few metres of it. So yeah, that's about it for now. Thanks for watching.